Hey guys, One Cool Cummins here, 87. We're going to give you some familiarization on a Volvo D12. These are just like any other diesel engine. Don't be scared of them. They're pretty daggum simple. I mean, they're just a diesel engine. So we're going to see if we can get you real guys familiar with them. I'll give you a quick overview of the motor, and we'll see what happens there. See if you guys like it. Fan off so you really can see what all the components are about. Up here we got your water pump right here. Got your tensioner down here. It could be a pain in the butt to change with the fan on, but ain't no big deal to change it out. Got your AC compressor down here. It has a cover on here, but I take the cover off because I see more of them fail, in my belief, of clutch dust staying here causing this. I mean, off-road equipment has this cover on here, but they don't need it. And up here we got your alternator tensioner. These fail quite a lot. Not a big deal to change. Alternator. If anybody remembers any of the old Volvos, the injector harness on the rear would leak all the time. Not a real good fix for them. Thank God this don't leak, but it's in the front. Well, this is pretty much a reverse motor because all the gears in the rear, but we can talk about that later. And here's your fuel pressure return line from the head. Behind this big old guy here is your thermostat. Real easy to change, a lot easier than the older D12s, but this is a D13. EGR diff pressures right here, real easy to get to. Alright, down there on that sensor right there, that's your oil rifle pressure sensor. Real easy to change, they fail quite a lot. Got your EGR cooler right here, your variable geometry turbo. Got that right here is your dozer valve for fuel. And right over there, you see that big thing in the back. That's your EGR valve. They don't really go out like the other old D12s. They're pretty sturdy right here. I'm gonna move around to the driver's side. All right. Not a lot to see over here. You got your gear driven AC compressor in the back here. And here's your fuel filter housing with your primer handle, that green thing right there. Not a lot of fails here. This thing right here, it's your blow by filter housing. The gaskets do go out a lot. Let's go underneath here and check it out. Alright, from underneath that new valve I got right there, that's your purge valve. It purges the fuel system for air after shooting the fuel out to do the regen process. They do go out quite often. Not a big pain in the butt to change. I like doing them from underneath. And right there is your gear-driven fuel pump and power steering pump. Don't give a lot of issue. Alright. Now that sensor right there, that's your oil rifle piston sensor. They go out quite often. And we'll shoot up here and there's another sensor. You should be able to see it. Looks very similar. That's your thermostat housing. That's your oil thermostat housing, control solenoid. That's your starter. Not a big deal. And I forgot to show you guys the oil pressure sensor and crankcase. But I can get around here. It's a pain to get to. Oh man. You guys gonna be able to see it up there. Let me go outside and see if I can show it to you guys. It's a pain. Down back here, there's one of them. There's two sensors, one's on top of one another. One on the bottom is your oil pressure sensor. The one on top, get a good view of it, will be your crankcase pressure. Can't really interchange those, throw a fault code. Crankcase will shut you down in a heartbeat. And I'm hoping this will help you guys out in the familiarization of these Volvos. You got your intake manifold pressure sensor right here on the intake August sleeve. I mean, I'm sure I'm forgetting some things, but this is just really a tutorial note of these Volvos, and there's really nothing to really be scared about. They really, real good. They seem to be real good diesel engines. I mean, I'm a fan of the Cummins, obviously, and Detroit's okay. I prefer the Mercedes over this guy, but hey, it is what it is. So I hope this helps you guys, your owner-operators out. Not be scared of it. Maybe any new guys, new mechanics won't be scared of them. They're pretty simple, guys. Thank you. Outside the motor, and you can see down there is your crankcase sensor. That crankcase speed sensor right there. Man, you gotta see it right there on the bell housing right there. All right, over here, the EGR valve. You got some wiring running off of it because it's electronically controlled. You see it coming out of the back of the housing right there to the harness right here. Now it's oil actuated by oil over hydraulic solenoid. That oil line comes off and drains back into the crank case down there. And that's about all I can tell you. These are the guys there. Like I said, they're pretty simple. No different than most other diesel engines. Now that air compressor now, it's a real pain to change in a day cab model, because it's all tucked underneath all that good junk. And you don't have to take out the doghouse to change one. It does help a lot to change one, but depending on how you want to do it, you can do it either way. Take it off or leave it on. I generally just work around it. Ain't a lot you can really do. But you see the big old Volvo. Like I said, all the gears in the rear of these motors right here, they're really backwards motors. They try to say it's cut down on noise, but it's still here. From the gear train all the way down to the bottom, that's what caused me to have to pull the motor due to the idler failing for the power steering pump. Real bad design, guys. You need to put a snap ring on that thing. Like I said, guys, don't be afraid of these things.